All right, so for recording purposes, um, this is the Strat day 8. I think it's 8. Did I say that today? I want to say 7 or 8. It's one of those two. I'm gonna figure it out right now. Y'all give me 1 second because I actually have to do this before starting this class. Sure. And yeah, for recording purposes, this is day 8. One. All right, so let's push this over to the side here and let's begin. Hello again.
Is this supposed to be a voice?
What happened?
Was he talking? There was no voice behind it.
Oh, thank you. Yup. It's this thing I gotta click. My bad, I forgot. Man, you my man, bro. Share. This is a new thing that they put where it's like it's optional if you want to share your thing. All right, so I'm gonna rewind and I'm gonna just tell myself it's 9:31. I started recording, so I tell the people to fast forward 1 minute. Let me move this up here. So I'll just play it from right here because he's just gonna talk about the disclaimer.
Right. So
Can
once
y'all hear
again,
me now?
so we talked about the proof of the broadening formations, the actionable signals with broadening formations, and we're going to get into the support and resistance and all this kind of stuff this time. But just from the last time, remember we talked about an outside bar. All right. There's also a fractal triangle. Right. That means taking out both sides of the range. That's a fractal triangle. Thus, all 1-bar rev strats to take out both sides of an inside bar and one are broadening formations on a fractal basis. They have to be. And since broadening formations represent price discovery, the failed breakout of any range increases the probability of testing the other side of the range, right? It also increases if we have an actionable signal triggering the initial reversal to do it, all right? Because as we'll see, test the side of the range, test the other side, right? If things traded in horizontal lines, it would be very simple. Those tests would be right to the penny. We know that they're not based on the fact that outside bars exist.
Thanks.
All right. So remember, any actionable signal reverses back in the previous range, possible potential to test the other side, right? Okay. So once again, it's commonly believed that support and resistance lines are horizontal. However, because it does not allow for time, this can be easily dismissed. This is not true. All right. As time passes, the price discovery does not reclaim the previous range. The leftover losing positions will continue to unwind and drift further apart. All right. So we'll get to that. All right. So we got here, once again, so if we go here, in this
I'm gonna pause it, and I was gonna go to my chart. However, he has it right here. However, these are broadening formations, right? So when you just see me doing an example, going down to like the 30-second, you've seen a trend line. Basically what you saw was a trend line breakout. So as you see in this trend line, what he was saying, just keep this in your mind, this trend line right here, is that most people believe and conceive that support and resistance is commonly believed that support and resistance lines are horizontal. However, because it does not allow for time, this can easily be dismissed. Regardless of the fact, we know, right? And I'm gonna add something onto him that has nothing to do with the strat. However, let it go back to like when he had his charts pulled up right here. Um, that's still a sense of support, right? Even though you know me for, hey, support is right here. This is the bounce area. As you see how it just bounced off of that line, and you can see how real everything is with opening and closing. And this is a broadening formation. However, it bounced off that line. This is a support. And this is exactly what first happened. Not sure what time frame this is. It's just I can read price action. This came out, this was shooting down. Pick out the liquidity, right? Bounce down, close. The next candlestick opened up. It started to get green, then it failed. And it could have possibly even went up to that line right there, then it failed. It came all the way down, and it took out that liquidity and came all the way down from here, and then it started to bounce. Once it started to come back up, this is what I want you guys to understand about price action. Right. One, so you don't get confused, this is still a support and resistance. You just can't tell the time, how he said, right? Because these are going to go up and down. So you don't know what time this will come back down to that level. That's what that's referring to, right? And going back to what I was saying, right? Now that it bounced and it's pushing back up, imagine none of this green stuff being here. Like from this line, cut all this shit out your head. Cut all that out your head. The price action now is shooting up and it's green. That's called a hammer. And it's pushing like this. Now it starts to come down a little bit because it starts to test this. Then it starts to shoot. And when it comes down, that becomes a pin bar. That's why I say that they're similar, right? So it grows just like that, green, right? And then it starts to look something like this. It comes back down a little bit and it looks like a pin bar, right? And then it starts to grow back, right? Especially if this is a larger time frame, like a 5 minute. You understand? You see how I said larger time frame, maybe a 5 minute, because you understand that I trade smaller time frames. So, long story short, with me saying that, it starts to do that, right? And it starts to look like this can do at one point, right? Just testing that, coming back down. And that's when you hear like hammer, go hammer. And we may be saying that on a like for a larger time frame, like a 5 minute, even possibly a 3 minute, right, Ariel? And that hammer could be at the bottom of the range. However, it's active and it's still growing. The time is still running, right? But it's not running because it's breaking up the bars because time's not real to them for 5 minutes. You know, they only got 1 minute to print out a candlestick. So, however, those are making different candlesticks, maybe dojis, this and that. However, it's the hammer that's pushing on the 5 minute, and that's truly what's going on, right? And then if it looked like that on a 5 minute, 9 times out of 10 on a 15 minute, it's just a red candle that's going back doji or going to a pin bar status. And when you can start reading one candlestick like that, because you can see the time frame, and it's not about seeing what's you wanting to envision the future. That's what's trading to the right. You want and you want to block out and only have your levels of your ranges of where you know, hey, if price travels in here, it consolidates, it tries to break out of here. That's all you want to know about that side. Unless you see a PMG, because you want to know your ranges, then bloop, 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 bloop. That's why you see my lines over blue lines, because those are my targets. Those are liquidity where I know stop losses are at. You understand now? So it's like that's why you see the lines like that. And when it's growing, you're trying to get into those ranges. You know what I'm saying? And you're utilizing a smaller time frame to capitalize on your move, and not only capitalize on your move to understand like what's happening. You know, I like it because it's telling me, okay, this move is still going and things of that nature. Drop a one in the chat if you was able to understand what I just said, and drop a two in the chat if you wasn't able to understand what I said. And that's so I can know to do it live for you. Because the liver it is, the better it is. Okay, we got 1-1. One, I need practice knowing the candles and their formations. Okay, cool. One, I love it. It's live. One, yeah, I'll definitely do it live. 1 and 2. Very cool. All right, awesome. We'll pray day play button real quick. Let's keep it going.
Identify that. We can look apart. All right, so we'll get to that. All right, so we got here, once again, so if we go here, in this example, the broadening formation is created from a shooting star reclaiming a previous range. So how can we identify that? Well, we can look at here. All right, first of all, you got an outside bar here, right? But then, so this is going to, and there's a fractal triangle in itself, but in here, we're just going to see the slight higher high, the slight lower low. We go to the higher high and take out this previous range. Then we get the shooting star. At that point, if this price discovery is being rejected, we get the shooting star that then takes out this here, expands this range. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And has an outside bar back here, fractal triangle, that this also came back in to expand that range. Boom. Section 3. Broadening formations become support and resistance levels, although I don't like to use that term. But they're the phenomena of things drifting away as time passes, as opposed to the horizontal lines. Very important, and oftentimes you'll see this to be almost uncanny, right? Because it's commonly believed that support and resistance lines are horizontal does not allow for time again, right? Time passes. People will move their perception, all right, of cheap and expensive changes. Also, as losers drift away from them, they're still trying to get out of them, right? That's why this occurs. So once again, when we draw this line here, remember we have the outside bar, but when we draw this, after this bar closes below these lows, this now going lower becomes resistance. Now you can test it like anything else, but the triangles become resistance as they go back down. So it expands, comes back, closes on this, all right? And we'll get to more of that. But they become support and resistance lines as time goes by, and that's why we can look for the combinations of these as well. So if you look at this sequence in Union Pacific, you'll see this here. We come into here, we've got the slight lower low off of there, slight higher high of that, goes slight higher high again, trying to go momentum hammer into the highs, does not, then drops back in to take all of this range out. Price discovery, are we going higher, are we going lower? This broadens, comes down into here, reclaims all this stuff by going all the way through. Broadening formation continuation. Now it gets through here, and as you can see here, rides the top of this as it drifts away from this group. Slightly higher, slightly higher, slightly higher. And so what we'll look for once again is a new series. Slight lower low, slight higher high, slight lower low. This triangle now is the bottom of this triangle, riding the top of support like this. This is how we look for continuation patterns, all right? The old triangle becomes support. The new triangle price discovery comes off and then reclaims a range here and goes back to the highs. Section 4, time frame continuity with broadening formation.
pause it because I know y'all like when I do certain extra things. So another thing y'all can do is this. Um, I'm over here trying to move his chart. Another thing y'all can do, and this is not even me talking about the broad information. When you're seeing price action, say you're just trading and maybe you didn't jump in the trade yet and you're just seeing it and it's just like boom, and then now it's coming down, right? Always, right? Especially this is what helped me a lot being a bullish trader. Always look to your left and look for your actionable signals. Look for your actionable signals and like I don't like to say wicks, actionable signals that have wicks. However, how I should say it is actionable signals that do have wicks but haven't been taken out. Like these right here never got taken out by no candlestick. Came down here, took them out, never took them out. Pushed back up, right? And it happened, the same sequence happened here, right? It went up, right? This one created some liquidity down here off of this support, went up, went up. This one took that liquidity, kept going up, kept going up, kept going up. This one came back down before they took it all the way up. You see, they never swept that liquidity. Then they come and sweep this liquidity. When that happens, and especially when you know your support and resistance or even good broadening formations that you can start seeing them, all that's going to happen in your mind, especially if you was in this trade, right, is, oh, I just got me an actionable signal. Yes, I can just say Morningstar, and if I go to a bigger time frame, the time frame bigger than whatever he's on is going to make it a Morningstar. However, I'm going to look to the left. This is an actionable signal at the bottom of a downtrend. And that's what I want people to start like really honing in on. And that's why like bullish traders that really like or scalpers, whether you're bullish or bearish, that's why scalpers tend to take a lot of money out of the market because they know the overall trend. However, we also know that the overall trend, whether going up or down, is not just going to fall down. It has to fluctuate. So it still has to give me my price action. And my job is to understand what's the real trend and how much time do I have before I get to the top of the next range, right? Which is just like here. It drops, how much time do I have to get to the top of the next range, right? Before it comes right back down and it does it again. How much time do I have before it goes to the top range? People just expect this to happen all the time. Boom. And go all the way up there. That's what, because I do too. I don't be expecting it, but I want that shit to happen all the time. I'm like, I just know it's not. You know what I'm saying? It will on a like 30-second, 10-second, 15-second, because those charts move a little faster depending on the security that you're trading. However, that same sequence comes right here, right? Boom. So you just want to look for those actionable signals. If you're not taking out those lows, you can add on to your position or keep pushing, right? Depending on what you're trading. If it's futures, right? Because they have metrics into that, or if it's your own money or if it's options and things of that nature. And just so you can note, bringing it back into the strat, why is because it's setting up a PMG for the bears to come take out later, right? On a bigger time frame. It's just on a smaller time frame, fluctuating up.
Goes back to the highs. Section 4, time frame continuity with broadening formations. So oftentimes when people first start to see this stuff and first start to learn it, how can we have full time frame continuity to the upside if we're at the bottom of the triangle? Obviously, the price has been dropping, right? Can still occur off the bottom of a broadening formation, even the price has just recently hit a new low. It depends on when it happens, right? So when things occur is how that works, right? So time is always an important element for us. When do these breakouts occur, right?
Why
So
is why is time frame important? Anything that you're doing, you gotta know the time. You gotta know what time you gotta get up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you know what time you're gonna go to bed. And you're only gonna start pushing it when you start pushing it and it's like, oh wait, I wasn't really that tired. I was tired, but I still got through my day, drink me a cup of coffee, whatever the case may be. So you know how to push it when you get to work. However, you know how much time you need to brush your teeth, get your ass dressed, and hit the door to make it there on time. Like we doing this every day, people. It's the same thing trading. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's why like you could take a break from trading, come back and just smash stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh, you ain't traded in a couple of days, you came back and you smashed stuff. Why? Because you're just giving yourself so much time to like clear your mind and like, oh no, this is how you're supposed to do stuff and things of that nature. So when I tell you that it takes time and give yourself time, all I mean is just the consistency and the time that you're taking out of your day to pour into yourself and really execute on those. That's what I mean by that.
Let's take a look at the IWM real quick. If we look at this,
Now, I'm sorry, Rob. I told myself I wasn't going to do this kind of stuff. I just want you to see how, I don't know, this is like 2000. Look, I want your mind to see it. 7 years ago. Dang, can you just tell me the 2017? Mhm. So with that being 2017, Moody wasn't day trading. Moody wasn't live trading. Check this out. Ariel, some of this may go over your head. Don't worry, baby girl. Got your one-on-one coming up. Morningstar. Tweezer. Tweezer.
Top.
Let's go. Oh, somebody threw it in the chat too. Let me see. Tweezer top. Exactly. Comes down. What is these three candle patterns after the tweezer top? It ain't the evening star. It's the look at that. Look at that. I'm proud of y'all. Then what happens after the morning star?
Who's the top?
Man, look at y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is an actionable signal. However, tweezer bottom, same thing again. So if you learn to just trade certain things and you keep trading it, it'll end up populating in the chart so easily for you. You know what I'm saying? Like extremely easily. And the thing is that you're not gonna see any of this, right? You ain't gonna see any of this. You're just gonna see this right here. You know that man, actionable signal, Momo hammer, man, we kept going up. Just always remember when we break highs, like look, broken a high. Yeah, it went up. Okay, cool. But it has to come back down. Hits a high. It has to come back down. Take your money. Because you can get right back in and be like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And that's how like I learned to trade. It's like take your profits. Why? Because all that's gonna happen is you're gonna learn how fucking scared your ass is. Yeah, that part. I'm real. I'm real. I don't lie to you. You scary as shit. The fuck? I'm scary as shit. Can we be real here? Before I hit this play button, can we be y'all wanna unmute yourself? Y'all scared. Just drop a one in chat. Can we be real here? Are y'all
Hell
scared?
yes. Hell
I
We're
learned
not,
yes.
that the hard way.
we're not scared.
Somebody said they not scared?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I love the confidence though. It's like, nah, I ain't falling for that trick. I ain't scared. However, I love that you said that. We're not scared. We're nervous though. I could go to the word. There's a certain uncertainty there that we have, right? I make money in this shit. However, in this cream. However, I still got to deal with these emotions. I'm still human. You know what I'm saying? So I still got to manage them. So with that being said, That's how I learned to not be so nervous, is by taking my profits. Because when you take your profits, man, just what happens if you don't have the mindset? What happens? I took my profits, it kept running. Oh my gosh, I left money on the table. I took my profits, it fell down. What happens? Oh, the ego pops out like, gee, I got out at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? So what happens in the midst of one taking profits, I don't give a dang if it's $20, $10, $15. I want you to really make money for real. It just takes the consistency of taking those small profits. That's all it is. That's how you control your dang on greed. Because if you can do that at least for 2 to 3 weeks, your account has grown. I don't care if it was $50 here, $100 here, $30 here. Your account has now grown, right? Because you're gonna take a loss. However, how it works is, I'm gonna just use numbers here. You make $300, you lose 100. You make 500, you make 200, you lose 300. You make 500, you make 1,000. You get excited. Shut the heck out, just walk away before you put too much money up, or you take another trade and it goes down. You know, just a little bit. I mean, if we're gonna be real here, come on now. We all enjoy, having another significant other and doing a little thing like that. Yeah. Curls just turned up. That part. However, that feels good. You're not doing that shit every 10 minutes. You know, porn stars out here. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. The more you take what you want, the more you're going to have it, and you're not going to be scared to get back in. The reason you don't want to take those profits is because, oh my God, I'm making profits, and you're not used to that. Even if you've been a little consistent taking profits, you're still not used to it. It's not a consistency that is a 6-month thing, that is an 8-month thing that you can look back and be like, yo, I just literally paid off my mortgage, or I literally just paid this off, where it's just like you can see that in that manifestation. You know, a lot of people trade and they can say, hey, I've been seeing money and things of that nature, but it's not a consistent thing of me paying myself. If you want that to be a consistent thing, be consistent at taking those profits, then hey, learn the system. Moody, I've been consistent for like 2 to 3 weeks, like just taking profits, and I'm doing well. Exactly what you're saying. However, I need to make money. All right, now let's talk about risk tolerance and risk capacity, right? Because now we have identified, are you a scalper, a day trader, or swing trader? And now we have data behind that. I'm gonna just go ahead and play the class. I just felt like, let me go check the thing. Yeah, I'm learning that self-discipline for real. And as I let him, as I play this, I'm gonna go drop the info for you, bro. I got it. My bad. I just been on coaching sessions.
Monthly chart of the Russell small cap. You see slight higher high, slight lower low, slight higher high, come all the way back down here. You'll also see this bar here was outside. Right? There's a fractal triangle right there. So was this. Right? But you can see testing the lows, testing the highs, testing the lows, testing the highs. Shooting star monthly reclaims the level. Right? Drops all the way and takes all of this stuff out. So at this point, anytime that these things were down here.
And I'm gonna just add to what he's saying. Like, and when you draw your Browning formations, right? And we're gonna learn how to draw them and things of that nature. When you draw these Browning formations, understand, set alerts around like the lows, or even if you're watching it, and understand when it comes down there, buy it. Buy it. That's how you're gonna not be scared, right? You have to have the willingness to say, hey, look, this is the risk that I'm placing on this, and I'm gonna manage it, right? And if it hits my stop, I get out. If it doesn't hit my stop, I'm not getting out. And it's not like, oh, let me just jump out, right? You can set your alert right here to get out on the morning star, or hey, let me go to the top of that structure or the top of the next candle structure, right? That's how I look at it. Like, that's a whole range. That's a structure. That's a whole range. That's a structure. That's why how it broke out of that, you know? So it's like start targeting certain things where it's like, oh, it hit that alert. Okay, I'm getting out. Now it's gonna give you the more of the confidence to go ahead and try to take that one out. And when it's fluctuating, you're not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you already started sizing up where it's just like starting to do this and you ain't tripping, you ain't bugging, you just like, I'm just trimming away. She want to take her time. Well, I'm gonna take my time taking my money too. Like, wait, I'm not gonna take my time taking my money. Bloop, 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 bloop. I'm gonna still leave some until it gets up there because it has to hit my stop. You know what I'm saying? That's how you start managing yourself. And you're like, all right, I'm seeing how things are working out. However, you will never stop not sizing correctly to trim away. You know what I'm saying?
Here, right? The price was below all this stuff. Month was red, no question about it. So the question is, how can we turn that back into full time frame continuity coming off the bottom of the triangle? We want to reclaim this level, right? Which we do. It comes and forms a hammer. So as we've talked about in the previous sections of the course, we want to look for actionable signals that will, what will it create if it works? If we go back to the weekly, you're going to see this, the weekly hammer here. At that point, although the monthly is red, it's actionable signal to the upside on the weekly with the daily and the 60 in control. Momentum hammer. If this works, what will it create? It creates the monthly hammer right at the level we want, right here. Now, full time frame continuity, the upside actionable signal hammer.
Now I'm gonna rewind it.
It creates the monthly hammer right at the level we want, right here. Now, full time frame continuity, the upside actionable.
Come on now, full time frame continuity upside, right? Because he's telling you the candlesticks that are for the monthly and things of that nature. However, what do we see here? What do we see here? The second universal reversal pattern, right? There's a reason to trade certain things. There's a reason to its bottom, to its top, drops down into what? That's called fucking patient. Oh, I'm not getting that, like my setup. Be patient. I'm giving you a setup that is showing itself at all times behind each and in front of each candlestick. And then sometimes it's like, hey, you just gotta wait. See, oh, there it is. And when you start to understand it's happening simultaneously at the same time, you're gonna understand, oh my God, that was a tweet at the top. And it went all the way down to the support. I was just being greedy. This is when you had to have the scalping mindset. However, sometimes we don't have that mindset unless we're diversifying our portfolios to know, like, no, I'm on my day trading account. I already know, like, I could have been thinking like day trading it, and then, it stopped me on my trade. Cool. It was just something real quick. However, if you had your scalping hat on, and you possibly would, because it's just like, it just, to be honest with me, it don't click when I'm saying that. I know it should click for y'all when I'm saying that. The reason it don't click for me is because I'm always gonna know what mentality I'm on. Why? Because my position size is gonna let me know. If I'm buying anywhere between 35, 40 contracts, I'm scalping. I know that. If I'm day trading, I'm not putting 7 grand behind the trade. I'm not thinking of being in and out of the trade. I gotta just let it, play out and things of that nature. So I'm gonna have that understanding. If I'm swinging, I'm not doing that either. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do. However, I'm not always doing that because I know theta. And it's just like, bro, you may not be able to stomach that theta right now. Why do you think when I'm swinging, sometimes I always mention like we just beat theta, right? Because now I know, me reading my theta, the $5 I was going to give back on each one of my contracts, I have now made that, right? And I'm past that. So, however, I already know, hey, I'm going to give that to you and I'm going to still be in profits. And I have the opportunity to continue on, or I still have the opportunity to be green at the market opening and take my money. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh my God, my money's down. Is it going to go up? Am I seeing a reversal? You know what I'm saying? I don't have to put myself in that mind frame.
Signal hammer here to reclaim back into this stuff. Very nice stuff, and you can even see here, this is the fractal triangle here, and right now, we're in inside bar slightly above that. This outside bar, very important as of right now. If we take a look at the daily, we can also see this. Here was that daily triangle. Goes up, gets through it, comes back and tests right to the line, and goes actionable signal right here. All right. Inside day, off to the races. So you will continually see this kind of stuff.
Let me rewind that. I want to see what he was talking about. I'm just finishing up a couple of touches on something from Macau. Macau, you're gonna love it. You're gonna be like, Moody, thank you. Got you, bro.
Daily triangle. Goes up, gets through it, comes back and tests right to the line, and goes actionable signal right here.
Okay, he's talking about this broad information, the daily triangle. See, when he did it, when he said it like that, my eyes envision. I'm not looking at his lines. My eyes just envision this. I look at the triangle, and me when I'm charting, I go left to right. When I'm looking for the broadening formation, I go right to left. I'm just not charting that way because of the ray that I'm utilizing, right? I don't like to waste too much time charting. I want to see what the price action is doing. Why? Because I'm truly reading the price action. I don't want that to go over your head. I truly don't. Man, if Chad was just on this class, there's some I told him it was gonna happen. However, what was I gonna show you? I'm actually reading the price action, like the price action. I'm putting price action together. I'm seeing a price action reversal. Evening star, evening star, evening star. At the top of shooting star. That's the shooting star, right? That's the Momo hammer. When he's talking Momo hammers. And it continues, evening star. Goes to the 50% retracement or goes all the way back down to the support. Uh, goes back to the 50% retracement or goes all the way back down to support. Every time, right? However, not every single candlestick. That's happening because we've broken what? Highs, liquidity. So it's at the top. Now it has to pull back. This is when everybody's like, oh, no, get in. You're overextended. Stop playing with yourself, buddy. Chill out, chill out. You want to just read the RSI real quick? You're overextended. It has to come back down. It's rebalancing. You see how I said it'll come right back down? It's rebalancing. You see, that's a fair value price to buy at. Don't you see it at the support? That's the whole entire thing, right? Look, I'm gonna take you all the way so you can truly understand it. You see, when you buy at the 25 or the 50, if you don't know time frame, it's going to be very difficult for you to compartmentalize all of that. However, that's why I'm here to break all that down for you, right? 1 second. You see that? I'm just waiting because I know the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even seeing the time on the candlestick. Back to the 50. You see that? It's called support, baby. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it can't come back down. I'm not saying that. It's called rebalancing, right? Go ahead. Look, you see that? See how it's going to go? Look. And then that's when you start understanding bull flag. That's when you can start saying, oh, I'm putting all this together and saying this is a bull flag. Why? Because you can understand each price action and know what's truly happening. Why? Because if you start to just big pole flag, it's not going to always work out that way. However, you can put yourself in a mental prison of thinking, oh, no, this is what normally happens. No, that's not what normally happens. It's rebalancing, right? And now it has to play this range again, either come back to support. It has to reclaim the support. It has to reclaim all of that. This was just a bounce. What time frame am I on? Come on, my loved ones. Look. You see it now? That's called bounce. You know what I'm saying? That's called reading the bottom of your wicks. That's how I can understand what a bounce level is, what a support level is, what a rejection level is, and all of that. Right. Um, Hope that makes sense. And you see how we were talking about just that evening star right there? Here, this is what time frame analysis does. You see the tweezers top? That's your evening star. What time frame analysis does, right? You go to the 2 minute, tweezers. You go higher, tweezers. Why? Because you're not going to find too many more evening stars because the evening star is within the tweezer. So if you found it here on your 3 minute, it's only going to be on a smaller time frame. Hopefully that clicks for we'll drop a one if that clicks. Because I know I'll be moving a little fast sometimes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. Well, I put this down. I gotta go to the other one. That's why I didn't see it right here. Let me go to chat. Ones, ones, ones. Okay, awesome. That's what I'm. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Yeah, pat yourself on the back. Because if I was there, I'd be. Let's go. All right. So broadening formation, right, is from the right to the left. However, I like to draw from the left to the right because that's just how I utilize the tool. Oh, let's see what else he said because I know he said something about an inside bar right here. What are you talking about? And then also what you're seeing with these broadening formations, you know, when I tell you that liquidity, right? And you'll learn this on the charts because I want to let him do what he's doing. When I'm drawing those lines and candlesticks never went through them, and I'm trying to take out that liquidity, and it finally gets through that liquidity, all that becomes support and resistance. And that's why if I don't change my chart and it runs back through all that support and resistance that used to be liquidity, I know how to find my way back up. Yes, I'm gonna put a fib on certain things. However, I know that those are my supports and resistance, just like these are support and resistance, right? Because support and resistance diagonally and horizontally. You just got to be able to understand that, right? Here goes the play.
All right. Inside day, off to the races. So you will continually see this kind of stuff, support and resistance, as it moves higher. If we go back to the weekly too, remember when we go back to the monthly, when we're looking for this to complete, once it gets back in here, now we're looking to go test the highs again. When we come through here, the triangle has successfully grown. And so when you see this outside bar, what caused all this? And since we know what that triangle looked like, if you go here after the election, and we know that this larger scheme is playing out, and you look at the weekly, you're going to see an outside bar here. You're going to see an outside bar here. You're going to see an outside bar here. And now to reclaim this, and this, kicking pattern on the weekly wipes them all out. Full-blown reversal, which continued, right? Section 5, combining outside bars with actionable signals. All right? Once again, since outside bars must be broadening formations, we can use them in conjunction with actionable signals to identify range expansions, right? So as we've been looking at, we want to use them to identify when they're coming back into the range to go test the other side, or when things are really moving and they're actually expanding, right? That's what we want as well. So if you look at this monthly chart here, outside bar, that's fractal triangle, we know that, right? In order to trigger that, we got the inside week, right? So inside week here expands the range. Now we know we need to stay outside of this, right? This is an outside bar, but once we get outside of there, we don't want to see it reclaim. Otherwise, we can look for a test to the other side, but that's not what happened in this case. Inside week breaks to the upside, causing this range expansion. Then if we break it down further, since we know this is a fractal triangle, we can look for that signals above that for more range expansion. So in this case, in order to determine if the range expansion broadening formation will continue, we look for those lower time frames. So in this case, you can see this here. The higher high, the lower low, higher high, lower low, comes back up, then gets through this. It sits there, goes inside day momentum hammer. At this point, this is a VGO. When it broke to here, it was an outside month to the up.
Now, hold on, Rob. Hold on, chill out. I know he spoke about momentum hammers and we went over that. However, let's drill it in. Does everybody know what a momentum hammer is? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Macau, I dropped it for you. I'm in the coaching chat. I know you learning something right now, brother. 2, 1. Gotcha. 1. Gotcha. 2. All right. So for the ones that dropped the 2, momentum hammer. Oh, hold on. 1, 2. A momentum hammer forms at the top of an uptrend move and moves a movement up. Correct. That's actually so I wouldn't. I'll take away that too. Come on now, let's put some respect on our name. Bang bang. You feel me? When you go fishing, you grab fish around here, right? So momentum hammer, right? This also was a momentum hammer. However, I'm him, so I don't. I'm going to tell you everything. Why? Because have you noticed any video that you ever watch when somebody's teaching you something, they will talk about. I'm not no shade to you, Rob. I don't know where you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you at. There ain't no shade, brother. However, when someone's teaching you anything, have you ever noticed like if they're gonna talk to you about the breakout, they'll never talk to you about this right here, but they'll talk to you about this breakout. They'll just say, hey, reject it or whatever, but like right here, this is where you should have got into your trade and things of that nature. They're not talking to you about the probability of trading. And then that's when you can tell they don't talk about their losses. I talk about my losses. I take losses. I'm a freaking great loser. I promise you. If I gotta lose and I gotta get out of the market, I'm gonna look, baby girl, you whipped my ass. Like, but guess what? That was a good battle. Go ahead and set because I'm coming back. And when I rise, baby, I'm getting it back. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I play the game. However, that's a momentum hammer. This also was a momentum hammer, right? Momentum hammers normally they encapsule inside of the previous trading the previous candle, right? Just like you see this is an inside bar, just like how he said this is an inside bar, right? However, you have to be that student, right? So there's different stages of the students. The student that's learning, the student that has learned, and the student that has now mastered, right? And that student that now has mastered, they go and they question their educator. And it's not that they're challenging, however, they're trying to push things to a further level, right? So the challenge to me will always be like, hey, but isn't this a momentum hammer? Because we seen a reversal pattern, first of all, right? And it's pushed up on price action, right? And this is going from anywhere between 160. I don't know if this is a 75, but like 160, right? To like, where's this momentum hammer? Now at 180. So hey, this is, AVGO. I don't trade it. However, it's technology and we're seeing that it's moving, right? So with that being said, that's still a momentum hammer. So why didn't it work there in understanding where, hey, it actually did work here, right? The great thing about the strat is that you could always explain it, where it's like, hey, this was a 2-up, right? We consolidated for a second. There was an inside bar. Yes, it went 2, 1, 2 to the downside. However, that's not the true trap pattern. Why? Because the trap patterns never stop. You have to know when to, oh, hold on, it stops, right? So this is a 3-bar. We can see 3-bar, 2. That's the reversal. 3, 2. Moody, show them so they can really conceptualize this. Give me a second. Now y'all all in my business. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Get out of my business. I always wanted to say that. I'm saying everything I always wanted to say nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Watching my son get more mature. Close your eyes, mind your business. Stop being grown folks stuff. Now I'm alive at him. I'm joking, bro. I always wanted to say that. All right, so let me go to the strat. Let me stop goofing on. The Shrapbo, right? Moody, what you was gonna show them? Oh, reversals, right? Reversals. This is when everything clicked for me. And that's why I just knew, like, oh shit, I'm that guy. You feel me, Bree? So reversals versus continuations. Spot the difference. I was like, bro, let me read all the fine print in this motherfucker real quick. Hold on, this motherfucker over here, fine print. Like he the bank or some shit. Okay. Broadening formations exist everywhere. Where's the next two? Oh shit, no wonder you're always entry, right? Entry is not saying, it's letting you know the levels. Come on now, guys. Come on now, right? Two down, right? That's what we're trading. Where's the next two? Two down, two down, two down. Where's the next two? My guys, come on. My ladies and gentlemen, we know how to read here. Broadening formations exist everywhere. There's a broadening formation right there. There's a broadening formation right there. Stop playing with me, right? Broadening formations exist everywhere. Where's the next two? We got the two up. Where's the next two? Two down, baby. Go ahead and go take them out real quick. You know what I'm saying? 3, 1. Where's the next two? Two down. There goes your next two, right? So when you can conceptualize your true reversal, so going back to the chart, because I don't forget, it was a 3-bar, 2 up. So that's your first reversal. Reversals versus continuations. Spot the difference, right? It says it on here. Bearish continuation, measure move. So if you want to continue down, measure your move. That's what it should give you when it goes down. However, if you want to measure the move, you can measure the move, or you know that, hey, if I'm going down, right? See how I was almost over here? You see? I do it too. But I could have been speaking on this one. However, this one didn't go down there to take no liquidity. So why would I talk to you about that? You got to be a great educator to let people know, hey, that's the probability. Sometimes it does that, sometimes it don't. Anyway, let's go right here. You see how it takes out that liquidity on one of these red candles? This is a wick right here. We just can't see it that much, but it took out that liquidity, right? However, that move got measured right there. And right there, it's just whatever time frame it is, it broke down, right? And that's what happens when you're reversing. Oh, sorry. When you're in a continuation to measure your move. When you're reversing, you got to know, okay, did we reverse? And if we reverse, are we continuing? Meaning 3, 2. It could have been 2, 2, 2 continuation. It could have been 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 continuation. Come on now. It could have been 3, 2, 2 up, 2 up, 2 down. Stop the reversal. 2 up, reversal. That's why it's called a 2-2 bullish Randy Jackson reversal, because it went up, 2 up, 2 up, 2 down. Just took them out their trade and then went 2 up. So if you learn the 2-2 reversal, that means you learned every single freaking pattern that it has. Right? And then automatically you start seeing it. Why? Because now let me go ahead and take you to the chart, and I'm gonna let Rob do his class. Like I'm not the one doing the class. Right? So let's go back over here. What did we see? Inside bar, right? So let's go ahead and read it again. 3, 2 reversal, 2 continuation, inside bar, 2 down reversal, right? Once that happens, you're gonna say 2 reversal, and that's true. Now look to the left. Moody, do it one time for the one time. Hold on, pause, Rob. Give me a second, brother. They said they like when I do this. So I'm telling you, learn the 2-2 reversal. Why? Because that's how Moody learned it. That's how I learned it, the whole thing. I'm like, damn, this shit is easy as fuck now. 2 down, 2 up reversal. That's what you're gonna see. However, once you start really looking at the whole thing, you're gonna be like, holy shit, this right here is this. You see the same pattern? Just giving you the extra bar so you can know that it's an inside bar. So then you're gonna start reading the strat completely different, my loved ones. What do I mean by that? Reversed back down, 2 down, 2 up. What do I got to the left? I know I'm in the 2-2 reversal. Inside bar, rev strat, inside, 2 down, take liquidity out, take them out too, 2 up. That's why it's important to know 50% retracements and your true range, because then you start, okay, we're holding ranges. We're good. We're not just boom. You know what I'm saying? When it drops, it doesn't hold range. It's doom. Oh, consolidation. Doom. Oh, it's playing with you. Doom. You know what I'm saying? The same thing when it's going up. That's how you should know, like, nah, I need to get out this trade. Why? Because you start to understand the feeling and the momentum of the market, right? I feel like y'all understood that. Drop a 1 if you would like, if y'all understood it. But if y'all understood it, don't even drop anything. But if you didn't understand it, drop a 2. Look, somebody dropped something already. They're like, I don't even care. 1. I got it. Look, somebody else did. That was you see, that was laws of attraction. One did it, the other one did it. What is that? 11, bang, two bang bangs. Like, come on now, don't play with me. All right.
upside
I
with
was
full
saying we got
time
another bang,
continuity
two
to
bang.
the upside, with the actionable signal being an inside day momentum hammer. Boom and gone. These are the combinations we're going to constantly look for.
Boom and gone.
Section 6. Using broadening
Oh,
formation.
and exactly what Macau said. That's why I didn't go so deep into the Momo hammer. The Momo hammer is just being encapsulated by the previous candle. However, it is like a hammer or a doji that just it lost all the momentum when it went down and came right back up. 9 times out of 10, the next candle is going to try to take that back. Probabilities 8.5 out of 10 is going to keep going. However, if it's on an uptrend, it will keep going, right? You just got to find those levels. You know what I'm saying? How you find those levels? If you're trading in 1 minute, you know what I'm saying? You want to go over to your 5 minute because you're gonna find bigger levels where it's like, okay, if it don't break this level right here, definitely not getting out my trade. You know what I'm saying? Because if I go to 1 minute, that level kind of low. You know what I mean? That range low. You know what I'm saying? It ain't wide enough. All right.
To time actionable signals. All right, this is very important. If you don't know this, this is why some people will just take the inside bars and the actionable without.
Macau, well, I'm on fire today. I dropped some fire for you in the coaching chat. Check it out. And I'm gonna leave it on you. I was gonna say if you think that that's fire, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I could always outdo myself. If you think that that's fire, I was gonna say let me know and I'll drop it in the general chat. However, if you think that's fire, you copy and paste and drop it in the general chat. You know what I'm saying? And if you think it's really that fire, drop it in the all access and go help. Go be a blessing. You say you want to be my friend, right? There you go. All right. I'll check it out shortly. Oh, I like you. I'll check it out shortly for sure. I like you. He's like, play the video, bro. I'll get to that in a few. Play with me.
Knowing how everything's lining up, so we can use these, all right, formations to trigger them. So caution is needed when trading anything that's still forming an inside bar. We talked about that, going back and forth, tight. The range is tightening, right? That's why we consider it consolidating, something that's still.
Like, I'm on fire. I said I wouldn't do certain things like this. However, I'm on fire. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want me to do this. I'm out of my head. So what is he talking about when he says stuff like that, right? Because I know that that's going over certain people's heads, and we're just going to use like live price action. You see my Morningstar, stop playing with me. You see my levels. You know how I keep telling you that these liquidity things turn into support and resistance. You see how it can like before I even show you what I want to show you. Look, stop playing with me. Like, put some respect on this. Not on my name, on this. So this ain't mine. I don't know who created this. Somebody dropping these thoughts somewhere, right? So I'm gonna just go to the 1 minute, right? Look how this liquidity is coming from right here. So don't say I lost the trade, right? Because you see the entry point. Wow, stop playing with them. Boom, boom, right? And that's why I use this, right? Right? Why do I use this? Because I understand that if you learn from me and you truly like trying to trade like me, you're gonna start doing this. Why? Because aren't we copycats? Come on now, people. I'll let you into my mind. I'll let you like learn how to utilize the mind. Like everybody knows how to utilize it. It's just certain people have knowledge, right? So you know you're gonna become a copycat, right? It's not about seeing a copycat or anything. It's so that you can be able to help that person, right? Because you're supposed to duplicate yourself, especially when you know you're successful. You're supposed to duplicate yourself into someone else, right? That's called being successful. So, long story short, I utilize this so that you can know that this was my entry point at this time at 8 p.m. Right? I was actually showing someone something. I wasn't trading this or anything, right? However, it's just because there's a PMG right there. You can see the cup and handle, all of that, right? However, what I want to show you, took out the liquidity, right? Because we can see that that's where it starts. That liquidity, that was the entry point, got in, took everything out, try to hold the top of the range, understand something. Even though you're learning the broadening formation, you're gonna be learning so much from me that I use these tools and other tools because I refined that shit better. You see, that was 2017, right? Stop playing with me. That's the show. What Jay-Z said? Dust, I don't know. Somebody say it. I can't remember it verbatim. Let me go in the chat real quick. Duplicate success, that part. You feel me? Copy. Ooh, control C, that part. Right. So now check this out. Check this out. Price comes down. Boom, boom. You remember when he said with support and resistance, when he was talking about a downtrend, and that when it was on that broadening formation, how it was going to start rejecting, it was like the bottom of that broadening formation, it was going to reject and it was going to confirm somewhere else, and it showed all that. Look at it. It goes right after it takes all liquidity, it try to use it as support, right? Is because when I understood that support and resistance is not just horizontal, that's when I understood, oh, this is a head and shoulders. Most people won't see it like that because they want to see it perfectly, like in front of their face and straight, like that. Like basically trading sideways, consolidating. No, these motherfuckers are gonna be sideways, they're gonna be gangster leaning, they're gonna be like, uh-huh, yeah, you say you gangster with all that slang, but you don't see us. Yeah, we started this because they the real gangs. You feel me? So with that being said, once you understand that, look, support, right? Bounce, try to create support again up here, just like the broadening formation. However, when it comes back up there, it will go. Boom. Look how it stopped right there. Obviously, we're on a 1 minute chart. If I break this down to seconds, you're going to see how it's going to stop at every single one of these lines. Actionable signal right here. Why? Sorry, not actionable signal. Universal reversal pattern, the tweezer bottoms. Why? Because it's the 50% retracement until it breaks. Breaks, still try to boom, stop playing with them. Why? Because it has to bounce. It has to test these areas. And it has to start using these lines as what? Resistance. Just so that the traders can see. That's how I feel. I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, people trying to cheat me, right? Resistance. Boom. No, we're not holding anything anymore. Resistance, open, close. Goes back up. Resistance. Resistance is using every single line for a resistance rejection. Comes back down all the way to support because that's where it started from, right? Now, let me go ahead and bring it down here. Now, this is what I mean when I leave my lines charted. I wait for actionable signals. Or what? My tweets are bottoms. Boom, in the trade. And yes, I would have said that one. Oh, with a trend, depending if it was futures or something, would have lost the rest. You know what I'm saying? What I would have been holding? No, if it's future, I would have been out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like futures, it pays. However, I would have been trying again. I would have been like, oh, off of this one. Are we gonna hold? If I would have missed it, I just would have took anything above this. Right. And then if I would have missed this, because I not missed it, but like took it and I would have missed on that trade because of my probability. Now I got two losers. I'm still trading. However, in my mind, I already know I want to take it up here. But I'm still gonna take that to the bottom. Why? Because that's my strategy. I'm not going to cheat on her. I know she ain't loyal. I know she like other traders and she like to do whatever she want to do and do that. Oh, hey, look, I was bullish right now, but stop playing. She went bearish. It's cool. I ain't tripping. I'm a good loser. She gonna give me a good time anyway. You know what I'm saying? My wife is okay with it. She understands the time I spend with her. You feel me? Like, we understand. You feel me? These are charts. This ain't a real woman, but I treat her like that. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you gotta nurture her. So, long story short, boom, boom, boom. Look how it comes straight to that line. What is that? Momo hammer. I just start trading bullish now because it's gonna be support and resistance. Let's go. That's why I just ripping straight through that. Boom. Boom. It's just coming back down. And this is what I mean by when you go on bigger time frames and you know your range, you know this is your true range. So I just drew that real quick just to show you what was gonna happen. Look, boom, 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 boom. Where you think you're going? Yo, support. Most people are like, nah, nah, nah. All right, let's pick it up. No, buddy, it's going to the support. Read your chart, right? Once you read your chart and you start to see, just like the 50% retracement, it didn't hold it, buddy. You seen how it kept holding that? That was the support. Your next support is down here. You see how it broke that, but it came right back to retest it, came back through. So now it's gonna go straight back to that and see, hey, are we gonna hold this level? Oops, I didn't mean to do that other stuff. If we hold this level, then we go ahead and bounce again. That doesn't mean that we'll just take it all the way to the highs. However, we'll start seeing if there's enough volume and there's enough bulls taking price action up. I told you, I'm in my bag. So let's go ahead and put Rob back on the screen. And what was he saying? Discussing is needed when trading anything that is good for inside ball. Then that's what I was gonna show y'all. See, I be getting so excited to teach y'all stuff. That's not what I was gonna show y'all. Hold on. Go over here. Let me check the chat. Don't get distracted though, Moody. Where you find that at? What you mean? Where I find what at? What you talking about, bro? So what I'm gonna show y'all is this inside
Like
stuff.
the original,
But
that original level that you were showing, like this is,
oh,
the fit. Like, where did you get that original bar from?
it was like the 3 minute or something like that when I was teaching them here. Oh no, it could have been like the 5. I'll tell you right now. Let me just go to 15 because it could have been 15, 5. Ooh, it was longer. Could have been an hour. I don't remember, man. This was like a few hours ago. But I was on a smaller time frame. It could have been, give me a second. From here to here, I feel like it was 3 or 4 minutes. Can't be. Could have been 7. One of my do. Well, aha, found you. Could have been, yeah, it was 12. How do I know it was a 12? Is because I know how we charting and you know how I chart, right? So it's always gonna go, oh, it wasn't the 12. Stop playing. You see, it's not all the way at the top. You see how like that the white line is fading that wick. So it could have been the 10 minute. Nope. Go a little bigger, 13. Dang, it was a 12. I don't know why it's fading. I probably didn't have my yeah, it was a 12. I probably just didn't have my magnet on where it would have went exactly to that 12 because it was a little faded, like a little under. However, it was one of these time frames like 12. I want to say like 13, I mean 11, but I don't have 11 because I wanted to be like so perfect. So it was either the 12 or the 10 without me having my magnet on. And the reason being is because the person that I was showing this, I was teaching them about the universal truths, and then I came down to the smaller time frames. And then when I was showing them the stuff on the smaller time frames, for him to be able to conceptualize it, I just went to a bigger time frame of the smaller time frame. So I know for a fact it wasn't like the 15 or the hour, and just by looking at how that fit was drawn out. Thank you. You're more than welcome. What I was gonna show, oh, about that inside. You see, like price is moving, and why is moving the way that it is. Delete all this, Moody. Dang, I really deleted my Bitcoin chart. Hold on. Dang, bro, you be doing the most. They don't have to chart this shit in. What is it this on? Lord have mercy. And I could have did this as well, bro. Because now you're seeing everything that I was doing on this chart. It's all right. That means I deleted everything already. Because if I'm going back that way. All right. So now that I'm on an hour. Ooh, why this? No, I thought it was on the replay. Oh, it went all the way to XLE. That's why I'm like, huh? Oh no, I just deleted XLE. Lord Jesus Christ. It don't matter. I got my list. That don't matter. All right. BTC So I'm gonna show you about this inside bar that he's talking about. Right. So it's moving. It's 2 up. However, once you know about these bigger time frames, none of this is inside right now. Right. This was inside, and that's why when this was being traded or being and it was open, a lot of things weren't happening. Or even this at 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna hear people say it's not that a lot of things weren't happening. What you're gonna hear, and all you gotta do is start identifying with the traders. You're gonna hear the word choppy come out their mouth. Oh, the market's choppy, is this, is that. You'll hear me say fluctuating, right? Because I know if I say inside bar, people are not gonna really understand. They're just gonna be like, how is it inside? I don't see it inside. This is 2 up or something of that nature, but they're not reading the whole chart, right? So, and just so you can see what I'm talking about, I'll take it to spot bow, right? You're gonna call it chop. And of course, it was a tweezer bottom, but like we were pushing from 11 a.m., right? This is closing, but you're gonna call this chop, but it was just inside. It was just playing this range. You know what I'm saying? And all it's doing, all of this, this ain't charted. All right. All of this is in Joe, Jesus. All these candlesticks here are inside. And once you can be able to conceptualize that, you're gonna know how to trade, right? Because it's not gonna confuse you no more. All these candles before that big old red one are inside. Once that really truly makes sense, and you see like all these candles weren't inside, they came where to the top of this range basically. It's just not perfect. Don't beat me up. Oops, I didn't mean to go like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just not perfect. Came straight to the top of that range, jump straight back up. Once you can conceptualize true support and resistance and how these candlesticks play within each candlestick, you'll really start to understand me. You know what I'm saying? You'll really start to understand like, oh snap, these candles are all inside. I got a 3 bar, but they're all inside of this range. Until we get out of this range, price ain't really gonna do nothing. It's going to fluctuate from 513 all the way to 524. Capitalize off that move, right? Know where your true support and resistance is. When you truly understand that, you're gonna be like, oh, bigger time frame, oh, bigger money, hey, support, resistance, because now you're getting your candlestick, the body. Oh my God, Moody, I'm learning something. What the fuck, Moody? What the hell are you doing? Ooh, don't bring hell into the situation. What the heaven are you doing, Moody? Oh my gosh. Oh, oh, but it doesn't make sense, Moody. Why did you go there? I just want another line. That's why. Oh, okay. It's making a little bit more sense. Can you do something else, Moody? That makes sense on how to be a better scalper. Thanks. Hold on, I'm gonna come get that ass here in a minute, right? Okay, now we're just gonna go all the way small. Don't do that to them, Moody. Go over here so they can really understand. Oh my God, what the fuck are you talking about, Moody? Don't forget, it's the whole range. I'm just taking the support and resistance, right? Look, let's just bring them back one more time, Moody. What was that, like 7 or something like that? Right? So just go ahead and do this, Moody, so you don't confuse them. Hold on. I'm trying to show y'all something. Let's make this guy here red. Let's make this guy here red. So now you know that this is your range. It's ranging from here to here, right? Oops, and I'm a liar. We're gonna bring that guy right here. That's what it's ranging from right here. We're not even gonna take the liquidity, guys, right? And all we're gonna do is just go like this, and then you're gonna start understanding Rob when he trades. We're gonna be like, bow, right? So when we pass 523, right? We pass 523, and then we look all the way, look, follow my mouse. We look all the way down here to the right. It is 4-9, right? So if we pass 523 and it is not 5-1, that means we have passed the opening price of the month. We are now into full time frame continuity. Is it making sense? Right? So that's how like we just know, right? Because that was the high, that was the price. We're not gonna be like the high of day, oh, the low of day, the high of day of yesterday, bro. That all that shit is confusing. Yesterday never motherfucking happened. All that shit is weird. I don't understand what you're talking about. Past day? Or are you talking about the present? Like none of that matters. You're gonna confuse yourself because it was the high of yeah. Think of what you're doing when you're saying that. Oh, the high of yesterday. Are you ever saying it was the high of yesterday? Or like, yo, the high of Monday? Nah, you're only doing that shit when you want to sound cool. And you're talking to an analyst. Be real with yourself. Right? I'm really trying to teach you how to trade here. Oh, my bad. Let me go to chat. Yes, sir. Don't worry, Wally. I'm coming for that ass real quick. Right? So that's what it means. So the chop, right? All this is inside. So when you know your range, yo, who was talking? Who said some shit? Father. Oh, I'm sorry, not shit. Cream, because it rises to the top and it just got to the top. Who was it? Ariel. Wow. Hey Moody, would you trade actionable signals like in the middle of the range or you said like anywhere? Don't worry, I ain't trying to make fun of your voice. I'm just trying to sound like a girl. Right? So yes, I would. It just depends on the price action. And guess what? Price needs to get to the top of the range. Yeah. Yeah, that part. Price needs to get to the top of the range. Price is not at the top of the range yet. So it's not that we're choppy, it's that we're playing inside bars. And do you see the morning star? Tweezers, morning tweezer bottoms, not morning star. This is morning star. Sorry, because I don't like to be wrong. Shit, that's nasty. I know Bang Bang was like, damn, where did that shit go? um Man, she don't want to populate right now, man. You feel me? Here, let me just go to the hour because she should be there to break up. Oh, you're not gonna understand that that's a morning star. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you see right now. It's not letting me. There it is. There it is, right there. See, I'm trying to tell you it was a morning star, right? Right. So, with that being said, it's just the actionable signals. Everything is inside of this candle, right? Right. And we know that from a higher time frame, it's all the way up here. So you seen all those lines that I just gave you, right? You've seen how I drew them. I was just like on an hour, and another, no, I wasn't on an hour. I was on other time frames. I'm just getting the bodies of the candlesticks, right? The bodies of the candlesticks. That's all. You want this to be a little bit better? Here, just come right here. Bow, bow. Here, let's start. Let's just start painting our chart, right? And we're gonna make sure that that's yellow because that's not the middle of our. We don't care about no middle of the range, right? You want another one right there? You see, it's just actionable signals. So I call them actionable because I'm gonna jump into it. However, just let you know you're in a cup and handle and you're falling in another cup and handle, right? So you don't get confused, right? So you might just get into an inverted head and shoulders, like a big, nasty, ugly one, right? It's called seeing the future. I be in different dimensions here. All right, so now that we did that, right? Because we smoke. If you want more levels, my loved ones, because I just want to jump to the 1 minute so I can let Rob talk. Go down to the 15er, right? So you could get better levels. Like, oh my God, there's a level right there. Like Moody's not lying, because if I put that level right there, it's like bounce and then go to the right. It's like, why the fuck is it on the body of the candlestick? Like, this guy must be right about some shit. Like, what the fuck? No wonder he just be bragging the way the fuck he brags. Why? Because my mom told me that shit. Like, if you got it, you got it. Like when you got it, you can talk your shit. Point blank, period. Most people can't do that because they don't got it. And I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about motherfuckers that be teaching. You see how I be teaching? I just be it's because I know what I'm doing. It don't matter. Even if I fuck up, I'm not fucking up. Right? You see the tweezers? I still found the morning star. I'm not gonna fuck up. This is called discipline with consistency. You know who I learned that from? Myself. However, let me not lie to you. Ooh, Denzel Washington. Everybody seen that motherfucking clip? Moving in place, you're being stagnant. You know, there's a difference between moving forward and running in place. You know what else the motherfucker said? He was like, you got to be determined. You got to get disciplined. And I know because I've implemented all this in my life. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You get disciplined. You get disciplined. Once you get that discipline in your life, and the discipline is like, hey, I can't cheat on my wife. She's going to divorce me. You got to fucking discipline to keep in your pants, right? All right, then. That's called discipline. Now, guess what? You know why you don't do it? Because consistently every fucking day you don't cheat. So you're great at it. You're just a great human being. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And how do we cultivate that? Don't worry. I'm going, oh, this full access. Don't worry, I'm gonna help you out with that too, but we're gonna cultivate that. However, we're gonna get back to the class. Um Duke, come back to the 5 minute, right? I'm gonna go in the chat. I don't know what y'all saying. Y'all probably wilding out in there. So look, boom, 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 boom. You could get more levels if you choose to. You see the bodies of the candlesticks, you can. However, take this motherfucker down to the 1 minute. Take it down to the 1 minute. You're gonna be like, but Moody, I don't have all the levels. I told you, crazy ass already. We was on a 5 minute. I done told your ass. If you want some motherfucking more levels, get the motherfucking bodies of the candlesticks. We'll take your crazy ass down to a smaller time frame, like a 3. And you see how you got these motherfucking ranges? That's your motherfucking range, buddy. You feel me? That's called bull flag breakout. You know what I'm saying? It just kept going. The other person is going to tell you, oh, what's this? No, it was the whole thing once you really understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it fluctuated. So long story short, you could get your levels from here. Like, come on, like you see the flush ones. Like just come on, man. Look, just get a couple. You know what I'm saying? Just get a couple. Just get a couple. Come on, man. Look, look, you got another one right there. Why? Because you know that this is your true range. That's the range right here, that red. You need to break that range to get into that range. And that range has to break that range. right? And then you got to break that range, and this is a bigger range on a bigger time frame. You just got to be able to conceptualize that, and if you can't conceptualize that, the range that you want to get out of is right behind the motherfucker, right? Because all this shit is inside of that one motherfucking candle. Because we talking about inside candles. There's only three things that a motherfucker could do: up, down. Oh, I'm sorry. Uptrend, downtrend, consolidation. That's the inside bar. That's the inside bar. So all of this shit is consolidating inside of this motherfucker. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. So we want to leave the fucking range. Once that conceptualizing in someone's mind, you'll start being like, yo, look, fuck it, let the market open up. I'm a bullish trader. You better drop. You be standing at the market like, bitch, drop, bitch, drop. I'm trying to get in my trade. You'll literally stare at the market like that. Is once it comes conceptualized, you be like, nah, I want to be a bear. You'll be like, go up. I dare you. Go up. I dare you. You'll literally sit at your computer like, I triple dog dare you. I bet you won't go up higher. I bet you won't. Sell. Look at that. Give me my money. Give me my money. Give me my money. And you'll be like that every single time. You'll be plotting on her like, oh, word? Do some shit. Do some shit. Oh, now you waking? Oh, spin it? Man, I'm getting in, right? Because I see the tweezers. I know if I go to a smaller time frame, that thing already done reversed, already done gave me an actionable signal telling me to go into it, right? Wow, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the type of person. Oh, my bad. Let me go in here. I'm rolling with these voices. Oh, my bad. The voice is killing me for real. My bad. But yeah, that part, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all get into this class. Y'all gotta hear my voice over. Yo, listen to Rob. You're like, hey, quantifier trading strategy. I'll be doing that to everybody. Don't take it personal.
Use these.
Use these. You see?
Formations to trigger them. So
All right.
caution is needed when trading
So
anything.
watch this. This is why I do stuff like that. And this is why I've been like just waiting for like, let me let him teach it and then let me teach it because all this should be in your mind already. But watch this. Watch how this is gonna hit different now.
All right. Formations to trigger them. So caution is needed when trading anything that's still forming an inside bar. We talked about that, going back and forth, back and forth. Tight. The range is tightening, right? That's why we consider it consolidating, something that's still forming an inside bar on any longer term time frame. But however,
What the fuck did he just say? I'm sorry. Look, we grown. I'm gonna just be me. I'm gonna curse today. What the fuck did he just say? We're gonna take the wax out your ears. What did he just say? Hold on.
that's why we consider it consolidating, something that's still forming an inside bar on any longer term time frame.
What the fuck he just say? That's why we call it consolidation, because any inside bar that's still forming on a longer time frame. Take your ass longer. God dang, man, stop being impatient, man. You gonna make me goddamn jump through this computer, grab you from your goddamn monios. Monios means your dang hair. You just get your shit together. Come on now. Right? And before we keep going, Wally, bring that ass. Oh, look, Wally done left. I was about to say, Wally, bring that ass here. Wally, you came back in. Wally joined as a guest. Wally, hold on, let me see. Wally in here. Wally, how did that give you a more understanding on how to scout? Let's help the rest of them.
Because looking at it, you're showing the mother bar.
Okay. All we heard was the mother bar. I think I know you probably still at work or you probably in a little dead zone right now. Whenever you got a good chance to speak, let us know. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the car or something, let us know so we can hear that. We definitely heard that it was because of the mother bar. And what I can conceptualize is the fact that it was the mother bar and it's consolidating. I got you back. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, where did I break up at? Well,
The mother
So
bar.
no, all right. So what I was saying was looking at those mother bars, it was showing different ranges. I brought it in myself. No idea. All right, you too. Sorry, y'all. I'm at work, and as I'm walking by, people talking to me while I'm on.
Good, brother. That's a good Samaritan.
Yeah, everybody stops and talks. Everybody. No, but what I was looking at those ranges of the mother bars, and then using actionable signals within there to see how I can scalp and get in and get out. That's how I was looking at it.
Gotcha. No, yeah, absolutely. And that's how you can look at it. You just got to bring it down to that smaller time frame and trade it there, so you can really like understand those levels because you're breaking down more candlesticks. Absolutely, brother. All
Thank
right,
you.
let me press play. You're more than welcome.
But however, as the time goes along, what it does not just form that inside bar over time, right? Also, because there'll be smaller price discoveries, right, will form new price broadening formations on the inside internally, right? So not an inside bar is a contraction. However, it can be formed by a tightening formation of expansion, much like the inside outside inside. So when we combine the three truths of inside bars, time frame continuity, and price discovery broadening formations, this is how we can successfully time these future breakouts and reversals, right? We want to look for all this stuff to line up, combination.
No, Rob. Bring that as here, boy.
To line.
When we combine the three truths of inside bars, time frame continuity, and price discovery, we can successfully time future breakouts and reversals. My three universal truths. Tweezer bottoms. I have four, so I ain't even gonna say three. Tweezer bottoms, which turn into morning stars, right? So tweezer bottoms and morning stars, actionable signals, and inside bars, because that's what's going to move the market with time frame continuity. Just how I showed you that inside bar, right? So when someone is like, "Hey, what time frame are you doing this, or what time frame are you entering?" Bro, I'm sorry, it's like really difficult for me to answer that question. You know, like I'm entering in on the 1 minute. However, if I tell you that, you're not gonna really understand me because you're just gonna always use the 1 minute to enter. However, I went next door. I went to the 2 minute and was like, "Hey, do you got some motherfucking eggs?" Went to the three, like, "Hey, you better have a fucking carton for me. So I'm about to bring some motherfucking eggs to that 3 minute house." You did? I bet. Let me go down to the 30-second. Oh, okay. I like this. 10-second me, please. Oversold. I'm in my trade. We're breaking through. Oh my God. There we go. 200, 400. Wow. 700, 900, 3,000. Wow. I'm done. Amazing trade. Different account. Oh shit. It feels like I haven't taken a trade today. However, I know how good I've been doing today. Now let's do it again. That's literally what I'm doing.
Line up, combination. So if we take a look at Target, all right, Target, perfect example. Right, the weekly chart of Target shows the internal triangle. This, you'll see this here, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, and then finally resolving all the way down to the downside, right? And it was a longer term signal. The reason we call that an internal triangle is because it formed during an inside bar. It formed during this inside month
Yes.
here, which, if we go back in time, was
Please understand, this is the same chart. This is the monthly. This is the weekly. Do you see how he's talking about the inside bar? Oh, I can't. I'd never say I can't. All right, we went. Look, I'm looking at this bar. I'm reading charts right now. I'm looking at this bar and I'm breaking her down. Right? This was the previous month. We went it's a 3 bar. So I'm looking, okay, cool. So it starts right here because it was a 3 bar. Not only was a 3 bar because there's a weekly chart, it could have just been a 2 up. You know what I'm saying? Never swept liquidity. However, I'm seeing it here. So okay, cool. You swept liquidity. So I know that's starting right there. Boom, 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 boom. I'm looking for my 3 bar expansion. I need something to break this, right? It could have been right here. However, I know that it's not right here. It has to be right here on that 3 bar because this one is inside. Because if I start here, then now I have a 2 up, then going down inside. So this would have been 2 up coming down inside. So it's definitely not that, right? So there goes your 3 bar. Boom. Inside. Break to the downside. You see me? Support and resistance. You see the flushness off of that one and that one. The close, the opening, trying to stay above. Is support coming, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Fuck it. Rejection. And you can always understand rejection with those when it's going down like that. Reason why I only like to trade fucking calls. Why? Because when that shit's happening, guess what Moody's gonna see? Up, handle, oh shit, look at that PMG. And I done got hit too many times. So you know what? Let me just stick with this eye because it heightens my probability of motherfucking winning. If I'm trying to go for calls and puts, my probability is fluctuating and is never just gradually going up. Why? Because I want to play both sides. I'm over here like, yo, shorty, you look good. You want to be my side piece? Baby, I'm not doing nothing over here. I ain't living no double life. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work out that way, right? So when you can start reading that and you do analysis, time frame analysis and time frame continuity are two different things. This is time frame analysis, right? Because you're using two different time frames. And who is the analyst? You. So you're analyzing two different time frames. However, when you want to do multiple time frame continuity with multiple time frame analysis, you add two more charts. So now you know what your neighbor's doing. You know the overall plan. All right, so how do I get into this trade? I see what's happening, and we know we trade candlesticks. The big dogs trade candlesticks. Each candlesticks through it, right? And catch the moon. You're just gonna hear on social media, oh, don't get out your trade, it isn't your target, isn't it? Go see if that motherfucker's still saying that shit. Or her. Don't worry. I'll wait. Or did they switch up their strategy? Or go trade a different market and you're still, oh well, let's try to do this now. Oh, somebody in the chat. Hold on. Let's go in the chat. 4 candles make those. 4 candles make. I know what you're talking about. You see how I asked my God, I'm like, no, He's talking about 4 candlesticks of there's 4 candlesticks on a weekly that make 1 candlestick of that. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. And it could have been that one too, because he's saying 4, yeah. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. However, we don't know. This could have been April, not a leap year. You never know. I'm just joking. But yeah, facts, exactly. So let me let him talk.
Multiple inside pattern. This bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months completely within this bar's range.
Golly.
So
You see how he just broke that down and he's doing it from a monthly chart and I was just doing it from a 7 hour just to like show you all these candles are inside this range. So when you understand that, you know that. Look, it got to the bottom of his range. Take some liquidity, go ahead and rip her back up. Especially if previous price action discovery is showing you, hey, we normally don't break this level. It just keeps going up. And, it's been doing this for I don't know how many years.
as this formed in here, what did we also know to be true? We also know we have another fractal triangle here, because this triangle was formed completely within this bar's range.
Exactly.
Then the consolidation causes the inside month, and as the broadening formation continues, here we also got the inside week over here. When that inside week broke, it reclaims this level and breaks all the way back down, taking now actionable signal of inside month to finally cause the range expansion of this, causing the range expansion of that. See you later, bye.
See you later, bye.
Okay, so once again, we can combine all three truths of inside bars, time frame continuity, price discovery, broadening formations. We can successfully do this because at this point, right, we were able to identify the broadening formation series. We were able to identify the weekly inside, the monthly inside, and as they broke with full time frame continuity to the downside. All three were aligned. That's what we want, right? We want to be able to do that, and that's the difference between when you hear me talk about.
Let's see if it's happening. What are you talking about, Rob? What is the line, Rob? BTC USD. There we go. Bitcoin to the US dollar. They're not really doing nothing. What is Rob talking about when he says stuff like that? Let's just go ahead and put it on 2-minute chart. Let's go ahead and get these things to populate, right? So understand something. We have full time frame continuity right now to the upside. Most people wouldn't know that, right? Because they're looking at, hey, well, don't even look at the quarterly. They're like monthly's down, weekly's down, daily's down, the green is only on the hour. We're up for the hour, right? But hey, my loved ones, this is what full time frame continuity looks like. The 5-minute is being bought up. That's a participation group. The 15-minute is being bought up. That's a participation group. This is called support, right? That means that all these candlesticks right now, since they're simultaneously right there, and I don't have it perfectly, look, 5-minute opens right there. See that morning star? 15-minute opens right there. That's what full time frame continuity looks like. 30-minute opens right there. 1 hour opens right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Where's your fucking price going? If you want to trade it, go ahead and flip this candlestick right here, right? No, let's not be slow. Bow. And you know, right? Your support. Let's go ahead and chart this correctly, right? It's right here, your previous candle, right? Bada bing, bada boom. You can also see another squeeze right there, right? So how do we start getting targets out of this candlestick, right? You start going down to the smaller candlestick. Look, and if you go too big, you're going to be in a red candlestick and you're going to be on a wick. That's how you know you're always trading freaking wicks. You just don't know that yet, right? So let's go down, right? We know that that was the hour, right? Just broke it down into 2 candlesticks, right? We still have that candlestick right there because that was the 30-minute, right? Because the hour from the 30-minute will give you 2 candlesticks, right? 30 minutes, another 30 minutes is an hour, right? It's just supreme mathematics, right? That's how we talk to God, right? In numbers, right? So squeeze the bottoms. You see that. Squeeze the top to the squeeze the bottom. I'm trying to tell you, this is all that happens. Squeeze the bottom to the squeeze the top. I'm trying to really tell you that's all that happens, right? Squeeze the top to the bottom, right? Because it was a PMG all the way to the bottom, squeeze the bottom, right? So now, and this is all live. This is not like I'm making this up out of my butt, right? So now it's leaving that support, right? However, do you still have full time frame continuity to the upside? Yes, until it breaks this level. And if it doesn't break that level, this is when full time frame continuity stops. Go to your 5-minute. Look right here. In 3 minutes. In 3 minutes. And not only in 3 minutes, now it's done. You see how it went purple? It's because I have this and on my settings completely how I need it to, so I can know, hey, it's testing full. You see how it went red again? Because now it's not in that full time frame continuity. Now, if I would have been on like a 30 or 15 seconds, you would have seen these candlesticks blue, right? Because it would have been above its 5-minute opening price. Now you're starting to see, hey, why is the 5-minute opening price right there, right? If you come back to this, that's because the 5-minute opened up there. Now, I want you to notice something. Now, it doesn't matter what strategy is. This is why I love the strat. Do you see the fucking manipulation? Didn't we just see that they all opened up here? Did it not just come to that 5-minute and it opened? Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a new 5-minute candle. That's why. Apologies. Because remember, we saw the morning star. I'm not going to let it trick me. That was a new 5-minute candle. And as I was talking, a new candlestick populated and this didn't move. So now, so you could really understand, look, I could leave it right here because you can see this candlestick. Support, resistance. Because it's the opening of the 5-minute, this candlestick. So this was a support, and it was supported. It lost its support, became resistance, and it went down where? To the next one. To the next support. Bounce. This is what you call a fucking Momo hammer. Live in action. Momo hammer. That's what you call a cup and handle. That whole entire pattern right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a cup and handle, my loved ones. I just know how to read charts. Don't tell me that that's not a cup and handle. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just wanted to show you that real quick. And once you know your true support and resistance, now you know like this is that range that you're trying to leave out of, and you know that you have 1 minute and 19 seconds before that resistance changes. It's gonna give you another support now. See, Momo hammer again. I'm gonna just give it this 1 minute so you can really see. Reversal, Momo hammer. Is this still on a downtrend? Absolutely. Why? Because you can see this is where it broke, this green one. So we need this Momo hammer to work, right? To break out of the trend and go test the 50% retracement to go ahead and get into this range. You see how the dotted red line is in that range at the bottom of the support? The whole trajectory is to get it to the top of that range, right? So basically the 50% retracement, you got 39 seconds and it's fluctuating. You want to be able to read that? Yeah, just take it to the 10 second real quick. The motherfucker bouncing around. It just created a head and shoulders. You know what I'm saying? And once you can start conceptualizing that and knowing like, oh snap, he's literally just reading that one candlestick, right? Let's go back to the 5 minute, literally reading that one candlestick. And that's how we seen it bouncing around and made that head and shoulders. Let's see if we're gonna go to the new 15 minute. If we don't get a new 15 minute now, in the next 5 minutes, we should get a new 15 minute. You'll see this move down here. Or whenever it wants to. Whenever it says, hey, we have now opened up the 5 minute chart. And this is how I can know that the chart does a lot of manipulation because SPY does this too. And it's not because, hey, it's close. Because you see the 4 minutes still working. See that Momo hammer? Right there. That the Momo. It's still working out. However, it's still consolidating on that 5 minute. Now let's go to the 5 minutes, see if it opened up. There it is. Right? So it opened up right here, a little higher than its resistance. Right? Still inside of that range. Everything is still inside. So what you're truly trading, when you know ranges, that's the range. Those two white lines, that's the range you want to get out of. You go to the 1 minute and you'll see that's the range that it has to break out of because it's inside of that bar, of this large bar on the 5 minute. So until it breaks that range, you ain't going nowhere. And you see how perfect entry, boom, you'll see it just smash straight through. All right, let me go back to the and we'll come back to this, just remind me. And we'll see exactly what happens.
Trading momentum. If you're trading momentum, right, that's going back to what we just showed. The outside bar expansion needs to go, right? We can still trade that, but they need to go because if they fail, they will reclaim the previous level. That's a problem, right? And that's when people get into a lot of trouble by not getting out in that situation, right? Things can reverse violently, as we've seen, right? So that's the difference between.
Meaning like, oh, I was going for calls. I didn't take none of my profits. Dang, it came back to the support. Get out your trade. You could get into your trade. You could get right back in on the actionable signal and make that profit right back. And when you take a trade and you lose money, you should never have the mindset of, man, I just lost $500. I got to make $500 back. That is not the mindset. Trade the motherfucking chart. The more you trade the chart and you start seeing these ranges, oh my God, it's going to give me a better move. That's called risk to reward ratio, right? And that goes for the coaching program that took the coaching yesterday, right? That goes to that risk reward ratio. I'm not going to utilize something on my trading views. Well, I'm gonna just leave this up for right now. I'm not gonna utilize that tool on my trading views for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna utilize the 50% retracement, right? And not put more things on my chart and know that the price has to meet 50% of the price or it meets the whole entire range before it's trying to take liquidity, because it has to go to a resistance before it gets to a rejection, right? Got to his rejection, came back to his support, broke through his support in a resistance. Now the body of the candlesticks, I can't teach y'all that until all this stuff clicks. The body of the candlestick is inside the money. So once you learn how to trade support and resistance, support's right here though, resistance, you start knowing, oh my God, we're not holding. Look, when it tested it, it's leaving the range. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get him. 50% retracement, you can start trimming. Same thing I just explained right there. Watch this. Boom, this candlestick closes. This one opens, comes down, goes back into the range. Oh, snap, we're starting to hold. All right, let's take it. Same thing with this one. You see it? Oh, snap, it opened. It's about to break this the resistance. That's what true resistance is, my loved ones. It's just when you go into a smaller time frame and you broke all this shit down, you're not truly understanding it, and you're going for the resistance of the high of that chart instead of the candlestick. Does that make sense? It just makes a lot of sense to me. I just gotta make sure it makes sense for y'all. Yes. Okay. 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 I don't want to speak ahead of myself. You get some more ones? What if I just turn off the computer and be like, you know what? I ain't getting no more ones. Bah! I'm joking. All right, cool. Awesome. I love that y'all getting it. All right. In just a couple of more minutes and we're done. Because I know y'all tired of me.
Momentum, but you can do it using the triangles to expand. But also in this case, with target, we can combine everything we know to be true to time it when it's finally going to break out and when it's going to occur. Section 7, drawing the broadening formations. This is possibly the question I get asked about the most, right, outside of the ref strats. Drawing the triangles. How do we draw the triangles?
Drawing the triangle. How we draw the triangle.
Okay, first things you have to remember. These physical lines that we draw on the charts are only visual representations, all right, of what we know to be true. They're subject to change any time we have a change in time frame continuity, a new day, a new week, a new month, a new 60. They're subject to change, right? Or anytime.
Or before he says or price, or on smaller time frames, how I'm telling you, hey, this was full time frame continuity. It doesn't matter. Why? I didn't explain that. I apologize. Why was it full time frame continuity when we've seen the 5 to 15 and all that? Because you have 4 or more participation groups buying up the stock, right? However, what is the 4 participation groups that he's utilizing, right? Because he's doing an overall thing and he's making his trading day even shorter, meaning the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the hour. Meaning, if I don't have full time frame continuity and we're not breaking out and we're too up on any of these larger time frames, I'm not touching this. I'm gonna just let it consolidate until it tells me we're leaving a range. Why? Because you're utilizing bigger time frames. I will have more opportunities because I'm utilizing a full time frame continuity with full time frame analysis on smaller time frames, anywhere between an hour all the way down. So I have way more opportunities.
The price achieves any recent higher high or higher low, that we are at triangle risk. All right, we want to know that. So the importance isn't always drawing the lines, knowing where the triangles will be, knowing where these reclaim levels are. So once again, if we see the outside month that formed during the multi-bar pattern, this thing. So what do we know to be true about that? Fractal triangle. All right. So if we draw off any series of higher highs and lower lows, you can see this. All right. Here's some lows, here's some highs, and it comes right down into it. Right. So that's one way you could draw it. Right. Okay. However, Since an actionable signal does not form until the time period of the bar is complete, right? It's not an inside bar until it closes. We want to draw the triangles after a change in time frame continuity. So as soon as the day goes out, draw the new draw. If it's a higher high, draw the triangles off that. New week, something like that. And you want to draw backwards from the recent highs and lows, right? So you're drawing backwards. You go to the high, draw it backwards. So in this case, right, you could here we had that original one drawn, and it gets below it, which becomes resistance to try and get back in there. However, because it went into lower lows, you could also draw like this. Lower low, now it went down, closes out again, now you got another lower low. So at this point, it's going to be trapped between this old one here and there.
Thanks.
If you try and think in these terms, you'll get very confused, right? You get very confused. And that's why the drawing of the triangles isn't as important as understanding where they would be, right? And always looking across, right?
I'll do it, Macau. I'll do it after this. After these 2 minutes, I'll draw it.
Across to the reclaim levels, all right? All right. So finally, drawing the triangles only helps to visualize the range expansion. You can see it, and oftentimes when you start to do this, you'll see how uncanny it actually is. But it's much more important to look for a change in time frame continuity with actionable signals that reclaims a previous range. That's when they're at risk of triangle risk, broadening formation risk, right? I cannot stress this point enough, all right? And so the drawing themselves can be helpful. But when we know we have two other universal truths that we are dealing with, we first want to just go down the line. What do we know about all three? If you try and trade using any one of the universal truths by themselves, you're going to get in trouble. If you try and use only two, you're going to get in trouble. You need to understand that all three matter, right? And that's why and how we can use the broadening formation combined with what we already know about actionable signals and time frame continuity. So this will conclude video 2. We'll be back and we'll look at some more charts.
That part. Let me stop this recording real quick.